Hey everybody, this is DayTraderRockStar, and this video is going out to everyone out there who might be visiting Day Trading Radio for the first time. We just got done with our yearly trade show down in New York City, where we had a great show and we talked to a lot of people, and we also started our open house. And our open house we do once a year, usually around the trade show, where we get people to come in and visit Day Trading Radio and see what's behind the scenes. Normally, if you're not a member of Day Trading Radio, you could watch the show, but from the outside, you don't get everything that's on the inside. What you're looking at here is our dashboard, and I want to walk you through the dashboard, show you what you get. This is going to go out to the people who are signed up for the open house. Remember, there's an open house for the month of March, so you have everything here at Day Trading Radio, all the alerts, all the chats, all the chat rooms, all the community traders, everything that you get that normally you would pay a monthly fee for is open free for the whole month. No credit card needed, and just a tremendous way of experiencing a great trading site. So, but with that, a lot of people are new to the site. They're not familiar with the different areas that you could use. So I want to run through that. So after you sign in, again, let me actually back this up. I want to actually go out. I want to log out. I want to sign out of the dashboard. And this is just when you go to Day Trading Radio, you're probably going to see something like this. You're going to see some ads, the open house sign. I have a couple videos. You could scroll down. It's a blog. It has a lot of information on it. Some of the courses I do. Lots of lots of information. Some of our sponsors, a lot of charts, a couple courses, lots of stuff on there. This is on the outside, and everyone's able to access this. This video feed here is active. You have to click on the play. You're going to get ads in it. It's slightly delayed, so there is benefits to going to the open house. So what you want to do, go to the open house. Click on the open house. It'll bring you right to the sign up, the trade show special, free month. Don't even have to put in the PayPal or credit card. Just fill in your name, your address, or your email address. Choose a login name, something that you want to log in with, a password. Confirm that password. You automatically subscribe to the alerts, so all the trade alerts that we send out, you'll get those. There's no coupon. You don't need a coupon code, and just push continue, and that will sign you in. You'll see a little link on the bottom, and that'll bring you right to the dashboard. So when you sign in and you get that, you're going to get to the dashboard. Oh, let me get my password in here. And when you log in, that's what you're going to get right here. So you're going to see the main screen, which is on my screen right now. This is actually a current live market showing of the S&P futures. You could put I could put anything up there. Lots of times I'm putting regular charts up there. You'll see it change like this. You'll see it change here in a second. Let's see if we're going to change that over here. There it is. See, I could put my charts up there, and I usually go over it during the day and explain what I'm looking at. But let's take a look. Let's take a walk through the site. All right. Over on the top right here, top right, all the way up on the top is your chat area. So when you click on your chat, you have a flash chat, HTML, Java chat, and chat logs. You can actually go back and see the whole chat for the last 7 days. I typically click on the flash chat in the morning. It opens up a box. The box will pop up somewhere on your screen. In this case, it pulled off. You put in your nickname or username, will automatically fill in there. Because I'm already logged in, I'll just put a 2 in there, and then you'll connect to your chat room. And you can see there's people in the chat room right now as the market's moving. Usually we have about 200 people in the main chat room, and then we have a futures room and an options room, and in the main chat room. So I want to get rid of that here for a second. So that's how you get to the chat. So when you do log in, make sure you open up a chat. You join the chat. That's where all the action happens. We have a lot of great traders in there posting their trades all day long. That's how you talk to me. Also, you talk to me in the chat. Here we have our news feed. You want to make sure that news feed is on. The feeds are on when they're red. and they're off when they're black, or there's no color. And you can adjust the volume here all the time. Now, Day Trading Radio is an interactive show. We have news. We have a news feed from our partners Benzinger. We have our music, our licensed music broadcaster, so we do play some music sometimes during the day, and you can adjust that. You don't have to listen to the music. If we're playing a song that you don't like or anything, you can adjust the volume. You don't even have to listen to the music, but this is, like I said, an interactive show. The news feed, the same thing. You can adjust the volume any way you want it. You can pause it. The auxiliary right now is not being used. That's for another channel. We can mute all channels, and you can flip it. Down here on the left-hand side, you'll see another chart. And if when you go to the site, you actually see you'll see everything. Right now, that is a Bitcoin chart. And if you want to see that, you could actually flip here, and that'll pop up on the screen here. And you can see Bitcoin here actively trading right around 11,000. So that's something in the future. We're going to be doing some more cryptocurrency stuff, maybe on the weekends. I want to flip it back. You can flip that back. My main audio will come through this main channel, so you want to make sure that is on. The main audio is on. Let's see if we can flip this back now. And let's see here. So we got the flash chats. We have all that going on for you. Now the tick strike player. What I noticed, a lot of people coming on that are new to the site, they're saying, I hear these clicking sound. Well, how do I control that? Well, the clicking sound is a buy and selling pressure in the market. It's one of our another great partner has added their widget to our site, and it's called the tick strike. And it measures buying pressure and selling pressure in the market. It's an audio alert. You're going to hear a high pitch, it almost sounds like crickets for buying pressure, and you're going to hear this kind of a popping sound for selling pressure. And I love this. I love the tick strike. You can adjust it, but if you do hear that, and you don't know where it's coming from, that's where it's coming from. If you want to just pause it, just click on the pause, and you could pause it. If you want to adjust the volume, you can adjust the volume using the slider here. All right, the main site down here right underneath that. Don't worry about the poll right now. Sometimes we're going to use that. Sometimes there's other things in there that we use, but we're going to be using that for something else. Here is your news feed. Even in your chat room, we have a live news feed, which this gets fed in here. But if you want to just isolate the news that comes across, this is a live news feed. It runs 24/7. All right. We also have a news bot that tells you what songs are playing in the background. If you hear a song, you can actually mute that. If you don't want the news feed, you click on it, it'll disappear. Trade alerts. Any trades that I take will be posted here. Today we were pretty quiet. At the end of the day, I did take a little SPY call here, a high risk, just testing the waters. That gets posted there, and you'll see that come across, and it'll be called. It'll say trade alert in the box basically, and I'll give you an example of what that does. I want to actually do a trade alert for you right now, and you can actually see if you could hear that. And when I do put a trade alert in, automatically it goes to your email. So when you signed up and put that email in there, that's where you're going to get. So make sure you put in a good email, because that's how you're going to get the trade alerts. Everything is connected to your email account. I'm going to say do not email. And I'm going to put test in here, test alert. And I'm going to click on this, and you'll see it pop up there. Right there, I didn't have the volume on. I had the volume muted. You could also mute the volume there. So I'm going to unmute the volume. Let's do another alert. Test alert.
Trade alert in the box.
And that's what you're going to hear, trade alert in the box. All right, so that's your trade alert. The HPS alerts. All right, so that's the trade alerts. I want to cancel those out. And then the other one is called the HPS trades, and I want to show you those in a second. That's the everything on our alert box there. And again, you can adjust that. You can refresh it. You can look at the logs of the alerts. You could go back, click on that little piece of paper there, and you'll see all the alerts. You can actually go up here and where it says category, you could just look at the HPS alerts. You could look at just the trades, what we've been trading, and everything else in there. So it's a good way of actually going back and recapping if you missed some stuff. All right, so next thing up here, we're going to go over underneath is our partner center. Some of the people that are involved on the site, you hear a lot about the Tradeometer. MedVet is the charting service I use. School of Stock, HPS. You could explore some of these links. There's a broker, Sure Trader, that there's an international type of broker with no commissions. You might be interested in that too. Well, not, I shouldn't say no commission. I should say no pattern day trading. Up on the top, the important links up here. Make sure you check them all out. The Alert Manager, very important. You want to make sure your alerts are set up properly. Go to the Alert Manager, and you put in your trade alert. If you want to get alerted to my trades and all the trades that go in, you make yes. HPS alerts, which I want to show you in a second, is very important. You want to have that. Rambot is our divergence alert. You'll get a 5-minute alert on that. Any announcements going to the site and to the blog, same thing. And down here, you can actually see there's a cell number, carrier. And again, if I scroll down, you'll see that it's filled out with some phone numbers. I'll keep those off for now. But you just have to scroll down, put in your cell phone number, the carrier that you're using, and you'll get text messages of anything that you want. So if you want to get a text message of the trade alert, that will just give you a text on your phone. So that's how you set up all the alerts. And that's very, this is all made in-house. It's a great system. Go back to the dashboard here. So that was your Alert Manager on the account. Support, if you have any questions or anything, click on the Support tab. That'll pop up a ticket. You can actually contact just by clicking on here. Just fill out this little form. Any questions you have, just, get right to it. Go back to the window here. That's that. Support blogs. All right, we're going to pass on the blogs. The blogs are, you could go in here. This is part of our forum, our Day Trading Radio Trader Zone, and I'll show you where to see that in a second. Let's see here. All right, so we'll go over the blogs. All right, the playbook, very good. This is an educational videos section of the setups that we typically take when we trade. So if you click on that, you'll see it goes right to the forum. It goes to a section where I've written, there's probably about 10, 12, 15 videos here that outline all the things you need to know for trading. It's a great beginner area here. How to trade ES, the playbook, different things that you hear me talk about on the radio, what a 1, 2, 3 pattern is, dual stochastics, how to walk through a typical trading day and what to look for. Really good. If you click on one of these, you'll see a video come up. And here's a link to that video. You just click on the link. Some of them just have the video. Some of them actually have some charts in there you could pay attention to. But, a lot of information on there. And you can see that video pop up. All right, this video is going to be called and that's that. Putting it all together. Go back to the dashboard. So we got to the playbook, the forums. Again, lots of information in the forums. One of the best areas of the forums where you could go in here and you could discuss things. There's the Rockstar playbook. Moderators' favorite websites. There's a lot of things here. We have special overnight and special shows, which is after shows. This is a great area down here, Trader Spotlight, where we interview a lot of the more experienced and very successful traders. We get those on the air. We give them in-depth interviews, and these interviews are placed at this point. We have a tech section. Paul RPM talks about a lot of tech for traders, different machines to use, monitors, everything that's really you need for trading, but also due to tech. There's a lot of great stuff in here. Option shows. We have option shows, futures shows, roundtables, special shows. There's so much on this that you just have to make your way through it. It's just probably take a couple hours just to explain what's on there. That's the forums. HPS video. So every Friday, sometimes Saturday, but the important thing, at the end of the week, you get a video watch list. You get a video and a watch list all together. And that video breaks down all the setups that we'll be looking at and trading next week. So it's a really great way of getting prepared for the next week. Again, just click on that. It'll bring you to the high probability setup section of the site, HPS setup section of the site. We'll have the notes there, and you'll see that video. And each week, I do another video. You can actually scroll back down and see each week. There's probably a lot of education in these videos also. This was the latest video from last week, and tomorrow I'll be putting out a new video with some new setups on there. Go back to the dashboard. Right next to the video is the HPS list. Now the HPS list, is the individual stocks that we're paying attention to in trading. Now here is the HPS site. All these stocks are stocks over the last, how many weeks and months and years. Remember, we've been here since 2007 with the show, so there's a lot of old stocks here. The top ones are the recent setups. Alaska Airlines, the latest HPS setup, which is watching. Ultra Salons, also, if it's green, it means it's just triggered. It means it's in play. If it hits the gold, that means it hit its profit target. If it hit it red, it hit its stop. The last couple weeks, I would say the last couple of weeks, we had tremendous volatility in the market. So these stocks, a lot of them flushed out and hit their stops. Typically we've been, really rocking and rolling. But when the market goes into a correction, you probably are going to get some stop outs. But that's important. Each one of these signals, and again, I'll give you an example of what you're looking at here. We go to this one right here. Ultra Salons. You're going to get a chart, and remember, each chart has been discussed on the video for that week. So every chart that you see on there was discussed in the video that just got released on that Friday, and the stock has been placed on there. So I have, while I'm talking about it on the video, I'll discuss each of the stocks. This is what we call a channel stochastic rotation, or a coil stochastic channel breakout. And it's an HPS setup. And remember, if you're not sure what that means, you need to go back to the playbook. And look for the setup, because I tend to tell you what that setup is. So remember, I said that was a coil stochastic channel breakout, and I believe that is on here somewhere. Coil stochastic setup right here, playbook number 3. And if you click on that, it'll go over why that setup is, and it'll give you a little education on how that setup works and stuff. All right. So and again, that's the HPS list. We'll go back to the HPS list here. Each one of these setups, when it does hit its buy trigger, again, let's look at fresh bet here for a second. This was a typical 20 a divergence channel. So this is a divergence channel, meaning that, and that's one of the main things that we trade here. It's divergences, the day trading radio. So divergence is where the price makes a low and the stochastics make a higher low, as you can look here. Now you can adjust this on your screen and make it bigger. I'm just keeping it compressed so I can fit it in the video here. But this low and this low here really developed the divergence, and that's why it got set up. Now the buy trigger is at $19. The stop, a very tight stop on a cheap stock like this, is good, meaning this thing will activate once it breaks through $19, and once it activates, then the other two areas, the profit zone and the stop, become active. You can't have a stop out unless you have a buy trigger and you're in it. All right. So once this triggers, you're going to get an email or a text, depending on where you set it up on your alerts. And if you signed up and use your email, you're automatically signed up to get the alerts. But you want to sign up for the text messages. I think that they're really good. And then you're going to get a an email and a text message when this triggers. And it's going to be instantaneous. So if you're not even in front of your computer at the time, you will, maybe you're getting milk or something. I don't know what's going on. Maybe you're working. You're going to get a alert saying FRPT has hit its buy trigger. Please look at the chart and see if review the setup and see if you want to take it. And then this will update as we each day by day. All right, so this already hit its target. This was a recent one from last week, but I'm going to click on the arrow. You could always go back, click on the arrow, see where it's updated, and you could actually see that this pulled back. It didn't really trigger it. It didn't trigger its buys trigger, so it actually pulled back and then eventually came up, triggered a buy trigger, chopped around, and then eventually made it up there. And we just recently hit our profit target. And then you're going to get a email saying profit target is hit, FRPT. Please look at chart, decide if you want to take profits, And if I'm in it, I tend to, trade off of these zones also. So you might get an alert from the HPS, and then you might just get a trade alert from me saying, all right, I just took profits. So all this is automated. It all goes through the system. It all gets sent to you in real time. Most of the setups that we trade are based off the playbook, which you have there. And Disney's still watching. If it says it's watching, that means it hasn't hit its buy trigger or short trigger. We do have shorts on these. You can see here, this one had a buy trigger on a breakout. It was an ascending triangle, but that's when the market really took a dump. We never got up to that level, so it's still considered watching. But there's good technical levels on this, so I always go back and say, revisit these charts. There are some good technical levels. You can actually see the market here pull back to this trend line, which was identified for you. It's a really good trend line. It went out, all the way out, and it was important to see that we actually bounced off of that. So you could actually set up other trades based on this. It was a nice bounce, and again, this trend line might actually come into play again. So all this research, I consider the most valuable part of the site because the research is sent out to you every day, and it has a tremendous track record. Unless when the market is in a free fall, of course, the things get a little shaky there. But we kind of pulled back from some real active setups this week because of the market volatility. I just added Alaska Airlines on today. It was actually set up for this week, and if you look at it right now, I'll just show it to you. I showed it to you before. It's setting up here. It hasn't hit its buy trigger yet. It's chopping around. It almost got up there, but if it breaks through there, then we're going to be looking really good, and I think we're going to get to our profit zone. But if it gets through there, you're going to get that alert. I've been trading this, so I'll probably even add to this when we get to that buy trigger at 66.70, and then again, I'll probably update it tomorrow on the new video that goes out. So let's continue on. Take a look at what else is on the site. I don't want to make this video too long, as I do a lot of videos. So that was the HPS video, the forums, the HPS list, the updates. Don't worry about the main. That'll just confuse you. Down here you have what we call the RAM bot. Now it's there's nothing down in this space. Typically, I don't know why it's not. Didn't fill it. I think it was because the server was offline before and it just hasn't occupied. But at the beginning of the market at 9:30 to 4 o'clock, this activates and you'll see alerts come through here. And these are technical alerts. We have a 5-minute, 1-minute, 3-minute buy and sell zones. And that is called the RAM bot. And there's a couple videos out there on that. I'll get to that. I'll get those videos out to you in the near future. Another thing what I'm doing here is a standalone item. It's one of our best trading features. It's a scalping tool. If you like to trade the futures or trade the ETFs, the index ETFs, or anything that's tracking the index, it's called a tradeometer. And we open that up also as a 1-month trial for everyone out there. So if you did sign up, don't forget to open this up and use it. Click on it. It'll pop up with a screen and it'll say launch. Read about it. It has all the information on there for you. This is built in house. It has a And then what you're going to see here is the tradeometer. Now we just had an alert right now. You can see this thing works 24/7. As long as the market is open, this thing is active, and it murders the market. Lots of times you just want to trade this. I actually used this during the trading competition at the Traders Expo, and came away as a winner. We just actually, right now, as the market sold off, we just got a buy signal right there. Right here, we just got a buy signal. And you actually see the market here move. I'm actually going to move this. And what I typically do, if you're watching the show on the screen, I'm going to go back and show you. Remember, this just popped up. You just open this up, place it somewhere on your computer. I always recommend having multiple monitors to be as a trader, because you don't want, this also has an audio alert, so it'll automatically tell you if there's a buy signal or a sell signal. And there's a lot of stuff going on here. You could adjust this. You could set alerts with this. Use this little wrench here, and it'll pick it up, and you could calibrate it. But everything's calibrated perfectly right now, but you could set alerts on it, especially on a tick, and the breathalyzer here. And that also goes back historically. And you could clean up. If you don't pay attention to the YM, you could actually exit out, and it'll increase. It'll just adjust everything, so you can actually be concentrated on just one. If you cross it over here, you have crude, gold, and euro on the other side. But these are a little bit different, but you can see they're active also. But this is really keys in on the NASDAQ and the ES. That's how I use it mostly. What was the next thing I was going to say? All right, so we did have that alert here right now. So if I actually just move this away and take a look at the dashboard, you'll see right here is where the alert was. And you actually see the market bounce up here. And when that happens, I tend to circle and put a circle or square in the market spot. So this is an area right here where. Let me fix this. Sorry about that. It got all crazy here. Just put that circle in there, representing a buy signal. Now a square represents a sell signal. And as you can see, the market here bounced off of that. And then as you learn to trade you find out how I trade. These signals usually come. You get the buy signal, you get in, and you get out on the first rotation. Or again, as I teach and preach. It's important to make sure your multiple time frames are working in your direction of your trade. So I kind of refer back to that 5-minute time frame to see. But in this case, the market is in a downtrend, so every little buy signal needs to be short and sweet. So you get it and you get out. And usually that 20-period moving average is something we want to pay attention to. All right, so let's continue on here fast. And I think that updates us all on the dashboard. Remember, your flash chat up on the top. All your audio controls are here. Your tick strike player, the clicking that sometimes you hear, it can be controlled here, and you can get rid of that. The tradeometer is yours to use, and I think that's about it for now. The playbook is very important. Everything else support if you want to get in touch with us. Important. Log out, manager, the alert manager, how to set up your alerts. Everything is here for you. So, hope you enjoyed that little update on the dashboard, and welcome to Day Trading Radio. If you're trying it out for the first time, welcome. I'm DayTraderRockStar, when we're broadcasting every night, and even broadcasting at night too. Every day we broadcast from 8 o'clock. That's what time I get into the office, and sometimes around 8:30, 8 to 8:30 I arrive, and we broadcast until about 4 o'clock. And lots of times we do overnight shows and other shows towards that effect. It depends on how the week is going. All right, that's it. Have a great one. I'll see you in the markets. DayTradingRadio.com. Come on by, check out the open house.